my name is Brian Cyphers and I'm your instructor for this course. First, a disclaimer. I am not a professional news anchor and I can stand up and teach in front of a group of students all day long, but speaking to a video camera is unnerving and I will make several broadcasting mistakes during this video, so please overlook them. This video will serve as an introduction for 3 courses that I teach: PBHE 413, Special Operations in Emergency Medical Services; 498, Senior Seminar in Public Health; and the graduate course 606, Disaster Health Management. This is an example of working smarter, not harder, because if one introductory video can suffice for all 3 courses, then I only have to make one video. So first, just to talk a little bit about the courses, the most important thing that you can do is read the syllabus. Everything that pertains to the course, including the grading rubrics, the criteria for any assignments, research paper, exams, forums, everything is contained in that document. So please be sure to read it, print out a copy, or save it to your computer and refer to it often. Anytime during the course, if you have a question that you need to ask of me, feel free to use the messages section of the online classroom and send me a message, and then I will reply back to you within a day. Sometimes sooner, but usually always within one day. First of all, talking about some specifics of the courses. Each of the 3 courses has a forum. They're set up identically, which means each week you will have a forum question for which you will need to read and formulate a response and post your response no later than midnight on Thursday. That forum response counts for 50% of your weekly forum grade. Now, it's very important that you post before midnight on Thursday so that other students have an opportunity to read what you've posted, to analyze it, and then comment back to you. Between any time during the week, but certainly by midnight on Sunday, you need to post at least 2 replies. Feel free to post more, but at least 2 replies to your fellow students based on something that they've written or a question that you have for them about what they've written. So that those replies consist of the other half of your weekly forum grade. So in order to get a grade of 100 for the weekly forum, you post your response by midnight on Thursday, and then post at least 2 replies, and I encourage you to do more, to your fellow students by Sunday midnight, and that gets you a grade of 100. If you don't post by Thursday, there's a grade point penalty, and if you don't reply to at least students, there's a grade point penalty. So be sure to understand those 2 requirements clearly, and we'll have a nice, viable discussion on several topics throughout the course. The other component that is specific to all 3 courses is the research paper. This is due during the last week of the class, and it will be available for you to post around week 4 of the class. But the format is the same. The research paper is going to be considerably shorter than what you probably have seen before. This paper is 5 to 7 pages only. I have several reasons for requiring a shorter paper than normally you're accustomed to probably writing. First, when I was on the other side of this camera and I was a student, I never saw the value of having to write a 15 to 20 page research paper. My philosophy is if you can do the research that's required of you, know how to do research, know how to cite your sources, know how to write a paper, how to organize it with an introductory paragraph, a body, and a conclusion, that you can do that within 5 to 7 pages and not 15 to 20. So, but one caveat to this: many of my students in previous courses have said that writing a shorter paper is harder for them than to write a longer paper. And the reason is you have to focus your thoughts onto your selected topic and do a thorough job with that narrowly focused topic. Now, speaking of topics, it's up to you to decide on what to write on. Anything that's related to our course content is fine, but you need to send me a message with your abstract or just a few sentences about what your proposed topic is so that we can make sure that it's narrow enough and that it's related to the course content and that you'll be successful with that topic. In the past, some students have sent me a topic and say, I'd like to write on Hurricane Katrina. Well, books can be written on Hurricane Katrina and have. So if you do something like that, narrow that down to an aspect of Hurricane Katrina on how a response to a certain area went, or what kind of health problem occurred post-hurricane, things of this nature. So you can see where I'm going with this. Just make it a narrow topic, 5 to 7 pages, grammar and spelling count, as well as your references and citations. In the senior seminar course and in disaster health management, those two courses have weekly assignments that are due, as well as the forum for the week. And these weekly assignments are typically 1 to 2 pages in length, or they will ask you to go to a certain website and take a very short course that will give you some credit for your employer, or for if you're working toward your certified emergency manager certification, that would count for that. And but it'll also help you just take a very short course, which takes no more than just an hour or so to do during the week on a topic that's germane to what we're speaking of during that week. In special operations of EMS, you do not have weekly assignments, but you have 2 essay exams. One is due during the 4th week of the course, and one is due during the 8th week of the course. These exams each consist of 5 essay questions, and your written response should be around 150 words per response. So you'll have all week to work on your 5 questions on week 4 and week 8. And so it's very important that you budget your time appropriately, because that last week, week 8 in special operations, is going to be busy. You'll have to turn in your research paper and do your exam and post on a forum. So budget your time wisely and meet all your deadlines, and you'll do fine. Exams are not part of the senior seminar in public health nor disaster health management. So that about wraps up the introduction for your class. Again, feel free to send me a message, and I'll be speaking with you later during the course. And if I can find the time, previous students have suggested that I do these type of video lectures, that they seem to think that would greatly enhance their learning, and so I'm going to give it a try. Just bear with me, because I am not a professional broadcaster, again, but I will do my best to not stammer and stutter too much, and not to look away from the camera very much. So that's about it. So good luck to each of you, and have a great course.